friends, thanks for joining me. It's Kelly, and I'm going to show you how I made the mini album from this cut file. It's home for the holidays. It was day one in Paige's 25 days of Christmas cut files. And the first thing I want to do is size it for my mini. And I decided to make it 5.80 by 5.80. That optimizes the paper. And so I'm going to release the compound path on a copy that I made and put on the mat. And just going to show you how I make the paper backings for the cut file, like the letters, the light bulbs, and I use the offset feature. And I offset the letters by 0.70, and then they fit right behind the cut file neatly, and you don't have to use a pencil and trace it on your paper, then cut it out. And this just goes a lot faster. I do have the film speed up so this tutorial isn't so long, but I think you might have seen me use this process before. Just a little refresher. Again, you release the compound path on a copy of your cut file and then drag out each item separately and use the offset feature. I did the light bulbs as well. But the offset I used was at 0.40 or 0.35. It's coming up here shortly. And that's because it's a much smaller item. You don't need to have the cut file or the offset of the cut file so large. And I believe there's 23 light bulbs. I made a few extra. And so you only have to make the offset of one light bulb and copy it as many times as you like with as many colors as you like. And the Cameo will cut it out for you, and I just save them off the side of the mat along with the original cut file, and I store it in my library like that. So you only have to do this once, and it just makes it a lot quicker to back your cut files. I actually like to plan my whole layout in the Silhouette Studio and keep everything all together. So we're going to work on making the interior pages. And this was my first inside page. It's actually made on the front inside cover. You can see the light bulbs are showing from the front cut file, but there's no bricks on the chimney. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to start by making another copy of the original cut file and releasing the compound path, erase all the interior cuts, and we're going to work with the outline of the cut file. And at this point, you'll want to turn on the grid because it'll be a nice way to show you exactly where to cut with your knife. So I'm dragging the cut file, maneuvering it onto a straight line because I want to cut off the light bulbs and just have a smooth edge on the inside of the mini album. So I just used the knife, cut them off, and erased them. And we'll do the same with the chimney. As I was doing this, it became apparent that the chimney, the spot on top, doesn't fall exactly on the roof line in the same spot. There's a little bit of a space. And so you can decide where you want to drop your cut with the knife there. You might have to cut a little angle right along the roof to actually clean it up. So you see that happening there. We'll remove those light bulbs and erase them. And we'll zoom out and, I do a little cleanup here with the point selection tool. You just point and click and erase the white dot until your line is smooth again. This is where we tidied it up along the roof line. If you're not familiar with the point selection, it's very easy. Just do a little practice. You can always use the undo arrow if you do something that you think you want to change again. So there we have a copy of the cut file without the light bulbs. And so I've used the one with the chimney for the front and back covers, the inside, and on all the pages in between, I didn't include the chimney. Just a personal preference. I wanted all the pages to be just the shape of the house without the light bulbs and without the chimney. So I just used the knife to cut off the chimney, and I'm going to use the point edit buttons or tool again to just clean up that and make it a straight edge. Super easy. So we'll zoom out, straighten up that. So just to review, we've got the interior cuts, all the letters, the light bulbs. We've got the inside cover, and a copy of that would make the back cover. And then we have the interior pages. Now the folding of this requires that you add some tabs to your interior page to the shape of the house here. I just drew a rectangle, sized it so that the top and bottom meet the roof line and the bottom of the house. And I'll make a copy of it so I can do the same on the other side. And this is the middle page in the album so that you can connect the pages together. So it's two rectangles, place them on either side of the house, and then we're going to use the weld tool. So right now I'm just making sure that they're even, they meet the roof line. Select it all together and option modify weld. So that's the middle page and the first page in the album. You can see how they would connect. I'm just going to point out here, you want to leave a little valley, is what I'll call it, in between the pages, because when you score and put and fold, there has to be a little give there, and that's how I recommend going about that. So we're going to do the same to the front and back inside covers. We want them to have a tab on them to connect the pages to. And so again, just a regular rectangle. Just make sure that it meets exactly on the bottom line and on the roof line, and then we can weld that together and just make a copy of it for the back cover. The back cover is actually flipped opposite when you cut it, because when you fold it into an album, they'll fold in the right direction. So I've done a copy and paste, Command C, Command V, and now we have the front inside cover and the back inside cover. The back inside cover is flipped over to accommodate the folding of your album. Once you've got the tabs taped together and the album folded into an accordion, the chimneys will match up. Even though it looks like they're opposite, it's the nature of the fold. So finally, we've come to the back of the mini album, and I wanted the chimney to show the bricks, but nothing else. And I actually used a cut file of pages to make the tree on the back of the house. This again is optional, just depends what you'd like on the back of your mini, but I'll show you how I use the cut file to make the back of the house with nothing else but the chimney. So again, we take a copy of the original cut file and release the compound path, because we are going to be isolating the bricks on the chimney. That's all we want to use here. And so what I did is I released the compound path, dragged away a few things from around the chimney so that I can go back and delete the house and just be left with the bricks. So I'm pointing on things just to clarify what they are, either a light bulb or a piece of the rope or a piece of the house. You can see I'm just pointing and deleting some things out of the cut file, and here I've dragged away the outline of the house. So I start erasing things, take out a couple of the light bulbs that fell on top of the chimney and drag the chimney aside so we can erase everything else. We won't be using them. And we want to, we've already edited this item to be without the shape of the lights. And so we'll take that item and make a copy of it, bring it back to the mat so we can add the bricks back to that shape. So I've changed the copy of the house here on the mat to be clear so that we can see where we're putting the bricks and just drag them over there as a group. The way I did it was just by copying and pasting some of the existing bricks. And so copy is Command C, paste is Command V as in Victor. And then I just start filling in the chimney. It won't be identical to the chimney on the front, but that's okay. You don't see both of them at the same time, or you can't look at both of them at the same time. And my goal was just to have it look like a chimney, but without the lights falling on top. So some of them I've made a little smaller, some of them I've made a little bigger. When one didn't fit, I just erased it. Sometimes you'd have to make one of the bricks a little bigger to make it skinnier, so you can make it smaller again. So just go about copying and pasting some of the existing bricks so that your chimney looks full and very simple. So once you're happy with the chimney and all your newly laid bricks, you can make it a compound path. I've changed the color to blue so you can more easily see how the bricks turned out. And it should be an exact copy of your back cover, except it has bricks. And I laid this on the outside of the mini album where you saw the house sitting, or I'm sorry, the tree sitting on the back of the house. And so now you've got the back inside cover, all the in-between pages, the back outside cover, and of course Paige's beautiful cut file. Home for the holidays, it's day 1 from Paige's 25 Days of Christmas Cut Files. Thanks so much for joining me here. If you have any questions at all, you can leave them in comments below. Check the description box for additional links. All the products are listed at my scrapbook.com gallery, and we'll see you next time. Have fun crafting.